Good evening. Tonight we're talking about football, or as it's stubbornly called in the US, soccer. The World Cup, a global festival where nations unite, and this time the US was set to host the biggest party on the planet. But just as the confetti was about to fall, FIFA, the famously incorruptible governing body, pulled the plug. Instead of the US, the World Cup is now heading to Canada. Yes, Canada, the land of beavers, maple syrup, and apparently, last-minute heroics. This isn't just a sports story, it's a geopolitical soap opera about money, power, and a spectacular faceplant. On November 22, 2025, FIFA stripped the US of its co-hosting rights for the 2026 World Cup. All the stadiums, all the plans, gone. Imagine planning the perfect wedding, only for your fiancé to run off with your polite cousin. The official reason? A maze of legalese and logistical discrepancies, which could mean anything from legal disputes to the wrong brand of sparkling water. The result? Chaos. The US, the king of commercialization, deemed unfit to host. Tonight we'll unpack how this happened, what it means, and why Canada is now scrambling to save the day. We'll dive into FIFA politics, the economic fallout, and the dreams dashed for millions of fans. Buckle up, this is going to get weird. To understand this mess, you need to know the odd relationship between FIFA and the US. It's like a rom-com where one side is obsessed and the other just wants the credit card. The US hosted the 1994 World Cup with no pro league and little interest, but it worked. Stadiums were full, profits soared, and MLS was born. FIFA saw dollar signs, America saw a chance to join the global game. But it was always transactional. America brought the infrastructure. FIFA brought the spectacle. Then came 2015. The US government exposed FIFA's corruption, kicking in the door at FIFA's own house. The world cheered, but FIFA's trust in the US was shattered. Fast forward, the US, Canada, and Mexico win the 2026 bid, promising a flawless, profitable tournament. The US was set to host the lion's share of matches, a validation of its footballing ambitions. But old wounds lingered. FIFA, which demands total control, was now dealing with a country that once treated it like a crime scene. The partnership was uneasy, built on shaky ground. When the US won the bid, it was supposed to be a new era. Instead, it set the stage for a spectacular breakup, and the cracks were about to show. So, how did it all unravel? It started with quiet disputes over commercial rights. FIFA wanted total control over every dollar, from hot dogs to billboards. US cities had their own deals and weren't eager to toss them aside. Tensions escalated. In July 2025, a leaked FIFA letter demanded tax exemptions, visa-free travel, and suspension of certain labor laws. A US official summed it up. "They wanted us to act like a lawless state for a month. We said no." This wasn't just a disagreement, it was a culture clash. By autumn, the crisis was public. The US government, under pressure from unions and states, refused FIFA's sweeping demands. An emergency meeting in Zurich failed. FIFA's president called the World Cup a gift with non-negotiable terms. The US politely declined. The final deadline, November 20th, 2025. FIFA demanded a signed agreement. The US let it pass. For 2 days, the world waited. Was FIFA bluffing? Turns out FIFA would rather crash the car than admit defeat. The US gambled and lost. The World Cup was yanked away, not with a bang, but with a bureaucratic shrug. The American dream of a home World Cup was over. The fallout was immediate and brutal, and the world watched, stunned. FIFA's announcement was as cold as it gets, a 12-page PDF, not a press conference. The statement was pure corporate jargon, reassessment of operational viability, failure to secure essential guarantees. Translation: the US didn't play ball, so they're out. Canada, meanwhile, had provided all requisite assurances. The US Soccer Federation called it a shocking betrayal. Social media erupted, pundits lost their minds. The world's biggest sporting event was now in the hands of the junior partner. All 60 US matches were up for grabs. Canada would host most, with Mexico's role under review. Stadiums booked, tickets sold, billions invested. Now, chaos. FIFA's solution? A vague promise to work with stakeholders. That's like a pilot announcing engine failure and promising a smooth transition. The US was left with empty stadiums and broken dreams. Canada was suddenly in the hot seat. The legal and logistical mess was just beginning, and FIFA, as always, walked away unscathed. The fallout was global. With the US out, Canada steps in. The quiet understudy now has the lead role. While the US argued legalities, Canada said yes to everything FIFA wanted. Tax exemptions. How much? Visa waivers. For whom? A pony. What color? Canada played the game and won the prize. But now, they face a monumental task, hosting 50 or 60 matches, not just 10. They need more stadiums, hotels, and security. Fast. The Canadian Soccer Association is both thrilled and terrified. Can they pull it off? Some say yes, others predict chaos. Canada has the spotlight, but the pressure is immense. Let's talk money. The real reason for mega events. For the US, this is a financial disaster. Cities invested billions expecting a windfall that's now vanished. Hotel chains, airlines, and sponsors like Coca-Cola are scrambling. Lawsuits are inevitable. For Canada, it's a lottery win. Cities are racing to become host sites, and industries are gearing up for a boom. But the costs are huge. Stadium upgrades, security and transit will eat up much of the profit. The Canadian taxpayer is on the hook for hundreds of millions. The economic benefit is massive, but so is the risk. Canada's golden ticket comes with a hefty price tag. The stakes couldn't be higher. This was never just about football, it's about power. FIFA, a non-state entity with the GDP of a small country, just flexed on a superpower and won. The US refused to bend to FIFA's demands. The message to future hosts: play by FIFA's rules or don't play at all. The political fallout in the US is huge. Blame is flying, and it's become a symbol of American weakness. Internationally, some are shocked, others quietly pleased to see the US humbled. FIFA's leverage just skyrocketed. For Canada, it's a political win. Competent, diplomatic, and reliable. Ottawa looks like the hero, outmaneuvering its neighbor with a simple yes, of course. It's the most Canadian victory ever. Polite, but decisive. The world is watching, and taking notes. Beyond the billions, there's a real human cost. For millions of US fans, this was a once-in-a-lifetime dream, now shattered. Families saved for years, communities planned celebrations, young players dreamed of glory. Now the US team plays as guests, not hosts. The psychological blow is huge. The World Cup was supposed to unite a divided country. Now, it's a symbol of betrayal. Fans face a logistical nightmare. Tickets, flights, and hotels are all in limbo. FIFA promises to facilitate solutions, not exactly reassuring. The narrative has shifted from celebration to cynicism. The people who care most, the fans, are left with a bureaucratic headache. The beautiful game just got a lot uglier, and the wounds will linger. So, there you have it. A global spectacle derailed by greed, arrogance, and bureaucracy. The US is dumped, Canada is thrust into the spotlight, and FIFA walks away richer and more powerful. The 2026 World Cup will still happen, but its story is now a cautionary tale. Accountability, don't count on it. FIFA will issue statements, form committees, and keep counting their money. The real losers are the fans, the lifeblood of the sport, always treated as an afterthought. But you can do something. Fan organizations have power when they act together. Demand reform. Support groups pushing for transparency at FIFA. Make your voice heard. Online, in petitions, in your local soccer community. If we don't, this will keep happening. FIFA will keep holding the world's game hostage. So get involved. And while you're at it, like, subscribe, and comment which Canadian city is least prepared for this. Thank you, and good night. The beautiful game deserves better.